speakerphone,
Yeah,
or do I need to
I
put?
got your speakerphone right now.
Oh, okay, okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special audio edition of the WSE Lounge. It's your host, Brian Vaughn, and I want to introduce you right now to Mr. Hollywood Ronald Alexander 704.
How you doing, Brian? How you doing, Brian?
I'm doing good, Ronald. How you doing?
Doing great, doing great. Hope your day's been well.
Yeah, so far so good. Would you like to be addressed by Mr. Hollywood or Ronald?
Like I said, Mr. Hollywood 704. That's my stage name. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Okay,
that's my
yeah.
stage name.
Okay, Mr. Hollywood. So tell me, first of all, how did you get the name of Mr. Hollywood 704?
Like, actually, 7 years ago, you know, the Mr. Hollywood. I actually got that idea from Hogan. When Hogan, fortunately, like Hulk Hogan, the Red and Yellow, which I was a fan of that.
Uh-huh.
But when he changed to Hollywood Hogan, I was on YouTube watching him on YouTube like 7 years ago, and something just popped in my head, like wait a minute, Hollywood Hogan calls himself Hollywood Hogan, so I can call myself Mr. Hollywood. So that's how that came about on that as far as Mr. Hollywood. And then later, there was a guy named Sonny. There's a guy named Sonny McCall. There's a
Uh-huh.
guy named Sonny McCall. That's all hard. There was a guy named Sonny McCall.
Uh-huh.
He gave me the name Mr. Hollywood 704. So he's on Facebook and Instagram. His name is Sonny McCall. He gave me the name Mr. Hollywood 704.
So
Yeah, he did.
is Sonny McCall a professional wrestler or what kind of
No, no,
field
no.
work he do?
He's just a friend of mine. Yeah, he's just a
Okay,
friend of mine.
okay.
He's not a professional. He's just a friend of mine. Yeah.
Okay, that kind of reminds her back in the day, when Sting was fixed to do the Crow gimmick. Uh Actually, Scott Hall, he said Scott Hall, the late Scott Hall, came up with the idea
Uh-huh.
for him to do the Crow gimmick because he told Sting, he said, you ought to do the Crow. And Sting said, what's the Crow? He said, the movie Crow, you ain't never seen it. He said, no. He said, you ought to do like Crow. And he said he'd seen the movie and, he was enthused by it. And, he gave Scott Hall credit for that.
Scott Hall gave him that idea. You talking about for it changed to the black and white?
Yeah, to do the Crow gimmick. Drop down the Raptors dot instead, dress up, have the paint on like the Crow.
I didn't know that was Scott Hall that did that. I did not
Yeah,
know that.
he gave him the idea.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, and I was gonna ask you about something. And we don't talk politics on this show, folks. But
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm bringing this up because back when I was in school, went to Christian school when I was in kindergarten to the third grade, and I never will forget. We read a book. It was a history book, and that book
Mm-hmm.
was legendary black civil rights leader Jesse Jackson, who passed away
Oh,
yesterday.
okay.
And
Yeah, he
I
did.
wanted to ask your thoughts on Jesse Jackson.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, he really he left a legacy. I mean, there's no doubt about that. He left a legacy. He really left a legacy. I mean, with his Rainbow Collision. I think it's called. He had like the Rainbow Collision. I think that was the name of his organization, if I'm not mistaken.
Uh,
But yeah, he did a great work on Earth, and he lived this. He lived this purpose. I mean, he lived this purpose.
yeah,
So yeah, he really left a legacy, and that's what we have to do. You know what I mean, just like Jesse Jackson, and there's many others. I mean, we
yeah,
we have to. When we're on Earth, we gotta leave a legacy, leave a purpose, a positive purpose. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
we have to do the same thing as well.
That's right. That's right. And the funny thing about it is, when I get off this interview, I'm going to send you a picture or video of this guy who's been on Days of Our Life for
Uh huh.
years. He plays
Hmm.
Abe. I don't know if you're ever seen him. He plays Abe, and he favors Jesse Jackson so much.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow,
And
wow.
so tell me, who's your biggest inspirations in wrestling back many years ago and back right now?
I would say, like, believe it or not, like many years ago, I would say when it was like when you had like the NAA, the NWA National Wrestling Alliance,
Uh huh.
uh, in the 1980s, I could say it was Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes, I was a big fan of Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, even before Hogan. At that time I wasn't watching Hogan, because Hogan was in the WWF. I was only watching NWA at that particular time in the 1980s. So Dusty Rhodes, at that particular time, Dusty Rhodes was definitely my favorite at that time. Dusty Rhodes.
Well, I tell you something funny. I could actually do a Dusty Rhodes impersonation back when he used to open a dumpster. Certain night he used to go, hey, this is Debbie Stupid said tonight, baby. They're making drink Dusty Rhodes or welcome to Super Station, the mother child of WCW, baby. Tonight on Saturday night, we're gonna see Johnny B. Bad against Lord Steven Regal. Ooh, if you will. Yeah.
You sound like him too. You do sound like Dusty Rhodes. You do sound like him.
Thank you,
Wow.
appreciate
You
it.
definitely sound like him. Definitely.
And who's,
Definitely.
who's your inspiration today?
Like for like I said, I have to say, as far as me, like as far as my Hollywood character, I
Yeah.
would definitely have to say, I had a lot. There was, I had a bunch of wrestling from Sting, Booker T. It was so many. Stone Cold. It was so many, but it was the person that really inspired me as far as my character go. I had to say Hogan. I had to say Hollywood Hogan. Now, like I said, when you look at Hogan, when he was Hulk Hogan, the Hulkamania, the red and yellow, I like him then.
Uh,
But when he transformed to Hollywood Hogan, to the black and white, even though he played the part as the villain, I understand he was just playing that role. And I get it. But that really sparked something. Um, that really sparked something for me to create a character by the name of Mr. Hollywood. Because like I said, if it wasn't for Hollywood Hogan, I wouldn't be doing this Mr. Hollywood 704 at all if it wasn't for Hogan. So, I had to give, homage, and I had to give respect to Hollywood Hogan for that, because, like I said, if it had not been for Hollywood Hogan, I would not be doing this Mr. Hollywood 704. And I can tell you, since I've been doing this character, Mr. Hollywood 704, thanks to Hollywood Hogan, it has been very beneficial, because of that, I've met famous people in the city of Charlotte. I've been on radio. I've been on radio shows. My voice is being played on the radio, of different black radio stations.
uh,
So it has been very beneficial for me, thanks to Hollywood Hogan. So I will always be indebted to Hollywood Hogan for that, because, like I said, if it wasn't for Hollywood Hogan, it wouldn't be no Mr. Hollywood 704 if it wasn't for Hogan. So I have to give kudos to Hollywood Hogan.
and also Sonny, the guy you mentioned, Sonny, that gave you 704.
Oh yeah. Sonny McCall, yeah. Sonny McCall, yeah. He gave me the Mr. Hollywood 704. So by him doing that, that actually took my name to a whole new level. It really took me, because really, it was good with the Mr. Hollywood. Don't get me wrong, but when he gave me
Uh,
that name, Mr. Hollywood 704, that just took me to a whole new level. It really took me to a whole new level, because that really caught the eye of a lot of people. With the Mr. Hollywood 704, that
mhm.
really took off. Because, like I said, it's a radio station called 105.3 R&B. DJ name is a DJ named Stacey Black. He every so often he plays it. On his midday mix when he's on the radio. So that's a very big deal that my voice is being
Very
played on the
good.
radio. Yeah, on 105.3 R&B. So that's a very big deal. Now I've also been in the radio room this lately at Tia Harris 103.3 FM.
Uh,
I've been on her radio show about 7 times. So like I said, this Mr. Hollywood 704 it's been very beneficial, thanks to Hogan. It's been very beneficial. So I have to thank Hollywood Hogan for that.
so actually, you're more than just a fan of wrestling. I mean, you are basically kind of a celebrity, because you took this Hollywood 704 and you made it your own
Yeah,
brand, and you took it out there.
right. Yeah, you're right. Because I am a social media celebrity, and I am a celebrity, in Charlotte, North Carolina. I am become a social media celebrity. Have become a public figure. I mean, in my area. So I am that. Like I said, thanks to Hogan on that. Thanks to Hogan.
That's great. So tell me, Mr. Hollywood, who is your inspiration today in today's year, this year? Who is your inspiration?
As far as like, I mean, is it
And,
contained to wrestling
yeah,
or just in general, or just
in
in
general.
general?
In general.
It really, I mean, it's so many. I don't really have a pinpoint person at this point.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's so many people, that I really look up to. You mean, I don't really have a pinpoint points. I don't really have a person. I mean, that I can really pinpoint. You mean at the moment? Not at the moment.
Nah, I don't I don't want to throw a joke in there, but it'd be funny, if you talk to somebody on a radio show and they say, "Who do you look up to?" And you say, "Well, I look up Big Show, but I ain't never met him."
What's it?
Cause
Yeah, I mean,
he's about 7 foot 4. You have to look up to him.
oh yeah. I mean, like I say, yeah,
Tell
him,
Bob
Sonny
White,
McCall, definitely, because he gave, like I said, he gave me that name. So yes, I definitely have to say Sonny McCall, yeah, him, because I mean, him giving that name to start at 7 4 was a very big deal.
Yeah.
It was a big deal.
So tell me what wrestling organization, not day, I'm not talking about day with WWE, AEW, TNA, back in the day, like world class AWA, NWA, WWF, Smoky Mountain, Memphis, Continental, Puerto
Hmm.
Rican wrestling, low go ladies wrestling, all that. So, what wrestling organization back in the day did you look up to? Did you look up to and think the world of?
I was NWA all day, like NWA
Okay.
National Wrestling Alliance. I mean, that was my favorite. I mean, even when they transformed to WCW, WCW was my favorite. I watched WWF, and I know years ago it's called the WWF, and then, WF. I mean, I did watch that from time to time, but my favorite ones was definitely NWA and WCW. That was my favorite.
I have to say that for me, I know that I wouldn't ask this question, but I'm just answering in response. For me, I love the NWA, and like you did, I love WCW. I love Continental Wrestling and
Hmm.
World Class. World Class just had a feel about it. I don't know, just being a Texas Sportatorium. I know that building is tore down now, not there anymore. And
Uh-huh.
I loved Memphis Smoky Mountain when they had the feud when they had the feud with each other, Memphis Smoky Mountain and Continental. I always loved Dave Brown and the other guy sitting next to him and Dutch Mantel on there doing commentary, and you had Tim
Oh, okay.
White and Tim Horner come out there and Tom Pritchard and you know all those guys. But
Wow. That's that's great.
yeah, so tell me tell me why you think it is, because I was thinking about this a few minutes ago. Tell me why you think it is. Back a long time ago, and back now, all these years of professional wrestling. Tell me why you think it is. There's some people that are good guys, and some people that are bad guys that you just you can't stand them, but at the same time you love them. And there's other ones that are good guys and bad guys that you literally just you can't stand them at all. You don't like them at all. Why do you think that is?
Um, I don't know why that is. Like it's funny you say that because like you look at like Ric Flair.
Uh,
I'm gonna say like Ric Flair. I'm gonna tell you something. I didn't like him. I mean, I understand. Now I mean, of course, Flair. I know like in real life, Flair. He's a pretty. He's probably a good guy. You mean? But
yeah.
because I understand Ric Flair was playing that role, so I get it. But like the character Ric Flair, I did not like him at all. Because he was feuding. 'Cause you got to think at that particular time. You got to think. Like I told you that time. Dexter Rhodes was my favorite. So like.
Yeah.
Like when Ric Flair, when he would feud with Dusty Rhodes, I'm saying I did not like Flair at all. I didn't like the character. I mean, I didn't like the character. I didn't like Flair at all.
I
I was always, if it was Flair Hogan, if it was Flair, Ric Flair, or Dusty Rhodes, I was 100% Dusty Rhodes. And like when Dusty Rhodes beat Flair for that title, even though he only hit it for 1 week, I was so happy that he beat Flair. I was so happy he beat Flair. I was so happy he beat Flair for that belt, even though he only had it for a week. But it just gave me joy when Dusty Rhodes beat Flair for that title, NWA title.
wow, wow. So if you're gonna, if say for instance one day you're gonna decide to get in the wrestling business, what would your name be? Would it be Mr. Hollywood 704, or would it be something
Yeah,
else?
I would go. No, I would go with that. I would go with Mr. Hollywood 704. I would still go with. I would go with that same name because when you look at that name, Mr. Hollywood 704. Then that name is really catchy. I mean, it's catchy. Mr. Hollywood 704. It's really catchy, and people love it. I mean, people love it. So I would definitely, I would go with that name. That's what I would do, and I would, of course, wear my wrestling mask. I would definitely wear my wrestling mask for sure. And like on my shirt, I would say Mr. Hollywood 704 on my shirt. So that's what I mean. If I was if I was in the wrestling business, that's what I would do.
So what would your music be? Would it be a mix of Jimi Hendrix, Hollywood Hogan songs, or something else?
Yeah, I probably go with the NWO music because I love the NWO music. I love the NWO intro. I love. I would definitely go with the NWO. Yeah, I would go with that.
Okay. So whenever you became a wrestler, who would be your dream opponent to wrestle in the ring?
My dream opponent, Mr. Hollywood 704.
Yes, for you to wrestle in the ring.
Dream opponent. I would say. What I'd say. I probably say. You know what? I probably say. I probably say The Rock.
The Rock. Okay.
The Rock, The Rock versus Mr. Hollywood 704. Here we go. Here we go. Mr. Hollywood 704. I am Mr. Hollywood 704. Let me tell you something, Rock. You're going down, Chico. You're going down, Chico. Rock, you don't have a chance against Mr. Hollywood 704. I got your number, Rock. I got your number, Rock. That's right. Mr. Hollywood 704 has spoken.
As good promo, then the Rock probably go out and tell you, probably say, "What's your name?" You got to tell me your name and say, "It doesn't matter what your name is," you know.
I know, right? Yeah, that would be my dream match. Mr. Hollywood 704 me, of course, versus The Rock.
So tell me this: since you're a local celebrity in South Carolina,
In
uh,
North Carolina.
oh, North Carolina, I'm sorry, I get the
Yes, sir.
Carolinas mixed up sometimes. Sorry. Uh,
How you guys?
since you're a local celebrity in North Carolina and everything, what would be the what would be the place that you would love besides wrestling? What would be the place that you would love to be a part of? Like I'm using an example, like the Grand Ole Opry, the Hootie and Blowfish Cafe. You know, if that's even still around, the Hootie and Blowfish Cafe. But I mean, what would be the main attraction you'd want to be a part of?
Probably, you know what? It's it's really. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but it's a it's a club. You mean? I know it's a club that it's called 704. It's a club in Charlotte. It's called 704.
Wow.
That probably be. Yeah, it's a club in Charlotte. It's like on Brookshire Boulevard in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's called the club is like it says on the building 704 in big numbers. So it says 704. That's the name of the club. But that would probably be my attraction. I mean, I don't go to clubs. I don't go to clubs, but
Yeah.
that probably be a catch for me.
Wow.
You
So
know,
have you ever been to the 704 before? Or you haven't.
no, I've never been there. I've only seen like the outside of the building. Yeah, I've only seen the
Okay.
outside of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to think something else off the because I'm just running this interview by just off the spot. I have nothing wrote down. So I'm trying to think
Well,
something else.
that's but like I said, when like Mr. Brian, one thing I find out, when you do these kind of interviews, these are the best interviews because it's not scripted. You mean?
Oh yeah, yes,
You know,
you're right. It's not. And let me ask you a question. I thought I'd tell that he's a good friend of mine. I think the world of him, and you probably know him too. Uh, Charles Armstrong is his real name, but he goes by the last name Freight Train. You probably know what I'm talking about.
yeah, I think I've heard him. Freight Train. Yeah, I've heard
Uh,
him.
so if say for instance you become a wrestler and you're Mr. Hollywood 704, and they came to
Hmm.
you and they said, "Hey, I want you and Freight Train to be a tag team." What would y'all's tag team be? Would it be Hollywood Freight Train or Hollywood Train or what would it be?
Let me see. I see. I would say the Hollywood. That's a good question. That's a real good question. That's a good. That's a good question. I don't have a name at the moment. Hmm, that's a good one. I probably, like I said, I don't know, but we probably just we probably just come down with our own different names. I mean, that's I'll probably do it in that sense. I mean, so yeah,
Okay.
'cause you had times, I know this case you had like, um, Magnum TA and Dusty Rhodes, used to tag team from time to time. They didn't. I
Yeah.
don't recall them having a particular name, but they just came in. As a duo. So
Yeah, I know yesterday, believe it or not, I didn't know this, but I was listening to Shane Douglas' YouTube channel, and
hmm
franchise Shane Douglas used to wrestle, and
what's his name again? What's his name again?
the franchise Shane Douglas.
Oh yeah, I know him. Yeah, I've heard of him.
Okay. He was talking on YouTube, and he said that back when he was in WWF, that before he left, that Kurt Hennig, back when he was living, came up to him and said, "You know what?" He said, "Vince wants me and you to be a tag team." And Shane
What?
Douglas had never heard of that, but he said that he would have loved to teamed up with Kurt Hennig and been Mr. Perfect, but
Wow.
I mean not Mr. Sorry, not Mr. Perfect. He would have loved teamed up with Kurt Hennig and teamed up with Mr. Perfect, same person, but and been tag team. But
Oh,
he said
okay.
the thing about it is, he said that he kind of felt like at the time Mr. Perfect was getting older, and he kind of wanted somebody to take bumps because Shane Douglas was younger than he was. And he said that's
Yeah.
kind of what he thought, but he said that even though Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect, heard that, he said he never heard
Mm.
that. So
Wow.
I don't know.
Wow. That's something. That's
So
something. That's really.
let me ask this: what are your thoughts on a friend of ours, the Stro, Rob Kellum, the Maestro, or Oh La La, or everybody says it. I think it's Oh La La, ain't it?
Papa Stro.
Yeah, Papa
Yeah,
Stro. Yeah,
Papa Stro Maestro.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I like Papa Stro Maestro. I mean, like I said, um, I remember watching him in WCW. Um, like I said, I enjoy like especially when you had like you played the piano. You when he was in WCW. He had that beautiful lady. I don't know that lady, and that beautiful lady was with him. I like that, and I like because I like his wrestling techniques in the ring when he was in WCW. And so yeah, I was definitely a fan of Maestro. Still is. So yeah, definitely my
you
Papa Show
know.
Maestro. He's definitely,
Go ahead. Sorry.
but he like yeah, Papa Show Maestro. He definitely like I said, he was definitely one of a kind in the ring. I love his wrestling techniques.
Yeah, I used to watch him at WCW, and the funny thing about it is, you know, he was great. I used to love to watch him cut there. Symphony, the beautiful lady you're talking about was Ryan
Hmm.
Shamrock in WWF. She played Ken Shamrock's
Wow.
sister, which she wasn't. But
Oh.
the funny thing about it is, I'll tell you, years later, I didn't know this, but after WCW closed down, uh,
Hmm.
I was on New Era Wrestling Radio, and it
You
was on
was?
It was on Pow Talk, New Era Wrestling
Mm-hmm.
Radio, hosted by Chris
Mm-hmm.
Yandeck. And Chris Yandeck at the time was a representative of Rob Keller's show. And
Oh, okay.
he's the one that introduced me and the Stro to each other. I never even
Wow.
knew the Stro personally, but he introduced me to him, and there from that day we've been friends, and then I never will forget something funny though. I was I gotta tell you, I gotta tell you this, Mr. Hollywood. I was on New Era Brass Radio on Pow Talk,
Uh-huh.
and
Mm-hmm.
Chris Yandeck, he had Bobby the Brain Heenan on there, late Bobby Brain Heenan. So he
Oh, he
was on
did.
there, and I asked Bobby Heenan, I said, "You got a question for Bobby Heenan?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Hey, Bobby," I said, how did it feel for you to meet Lee Marshall?" And he said, "You stupid knucklehead idiot." He said, "You mean
You
tell me
said
you
that?
wait all?" Yeah, yeah. He said, "You mean tell me you wait all this time, all these years told me, and you asked me about Lee Marshall?" He said, "I don't care about Lee Marshall." But
Wow.
that was Bob Brain Heenan for you.
You said that was Bobby the Brain Heaton?
Yeah, yeah. Bob Brain Heenan.
I remember. Yeah, I remember. I remember him. I liked him. I liked him. Yeah, I liked him. That's something though.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
He was a mess, but it's sad that Bob Heenan, Lee Marshall are no longer with us. But
Mm-hmm.
both great. I mean, Bob Heenan great as a manager, great on the mic as a commentator, and I never will
Yeah.
forget when Hogan turned bad. He was on one said
Mm-hmm.
he said, "Is it him? Is it him? Did he do it?
Yeah.
Is he third man?"
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. I remember that. I remember that. Yeah. He called it. Yeah. He definitely called it. Yeah. He called it.
And
Yes, he did.
I remember Lee Marshall. He was the voice of Tony the Tiger. Serial for a long
Oh, I didn't
time.
know that.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
he
didn't know that.
yeah he was. I think the second or third voice of Tony the Tiger in Serial.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
But
Yeah. I didn't know that.
yeah, and there's a lot of connections in wrestling too. I didn't know if you knew or
Mm-hmm.
not. You know that Jerry Lawler and the Honky Tonk Man are real life cousins.
That's why you got.
Uh,
Yeah, but yeah. You're right.
yeah,
Yep, you're right.
yeah, and let's see, Jerry Lawler and Honky Tonk Man are cousins. And let's see, okay, Greg Valentine
Mhm.
is married to Brian Knobbs from the Nasty Boys' sister.
For real? I didn't know
Yep,
that.
yep,
I didn't know
and
that.
Fred Oatman that played Typhoon, Tugboat, and the Shopmaster is actually
Wow.
he's actually the biological uncle of Dustin Rhodes and Cody Rhodes because Dusty Rhodes married his sister.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's
So that
a small world.
there's a lot of connection out there. That guy that used to wrestle in TNA, Michael Shane, he's
Yeah, I know him.
actually he's actually a real life cousin of Shawn Michaels.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
small world.
Yeah, it is.
It's a small world. I did not know that.
Yeah, let's see. We're going on 29 minutes. Okay, Mr. Harwood, do you have anything you'd like to promote out there to fans? We're fixing to end this and see how it goes, see how it works.
Um, like I said, I want to say that I really enjoyed this interview, Brian. Um, WSE Lounge. I enjoyed this interview, and you're a great guy. I love your personality. I love your spirit. You're doing a great work. So I'll say that keep doing what you're doing. Connect, you know, connect. So just keep doing what you're doing, Mr. Brian. You're doing a great work on Earth.
Okay, I sure do appreciate that. And we'll let fans know that this coming Sunday, December 22nd at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Instagram video chat, the Saint Hunter Young, who's a preacher and also a wrestler, will be on the
Wow.
show for an interview this coming Sunday at 3 o'clock Eastern
Wow, that's
Time.
awesome. That's awesome.
So,
That's awesome.
and I will screen record that and I'll get it up on YouTube and we'll get this great interview with Mr. Hollywood up on YouTube for everybody to listen. I mean, listen
Yeah,
to.
please send it. Yeah, as soon as you're done with, please send it to me.
I sure will.
And
Okay.
I'll share it. I'll share it on my Facebook page.
Okay. Take
Thanks
care.
again, Mr. Brian. Thanks
You
again,
too.
Mr. Brian.
Bye bye.